I was asked recently by, um, funny enough, my half sister. She says to me, "Why do you not like? Why aren't you happy sometimes? Like you don't look happy." And I've caught myself having this conversation with her, saying, "Because I grew up, and one day maybe you'll understand what it is that I'm going through." And I honestly feel that when we're kids, I feel like this is the best time period ever. The time to learn, the time to grow, where the world feels huge and possibilities are endless. And like you don't really have a negative thought in the world. You're busy with school and your friends and your hobbies and whatnot. And I honestly truly feel like this was peak living. Because when you become an adult, it's I don't even know what age it started, but it's like, okay, I think it's for me, it's right after I graduated university and I got my first job, and it's like, okay, bills, car payments, you want to buy a home, you have all these responsibilities that now start falling to you, and I think as the years go on, those responsibilities start piling up and piling up and piling up, and friends move away, friends get married, friends have kids. Your life is now one big jumble of a mess. You've got all these other priorities and people to take care of. Your parents are getting older, people start passing away. And now all the joy of what you had as a child just starts to feel like it's just slipping away. And you're just like, well, it is what it is. What can I do about it? Nothing, nothing. And this is, why a lot of people feel this sorrow, this sadness once they realize, wow, okay, everything that I thought I wanted to do or be when I was a child is kind of just slipped away. All your passions and interests that you once had, maybe as a child or in your teens or early adulthood, are now not of interest to you because life tells you, hey, you shouldn't be doing these types of things. You shouldn't be enjoying these things. You should be contributing to society. And I had a pretty good childhood growing up. I had two older brothers. I had the ability to learn from them and take interest in the things that they were doing. And I was a big gamer growing up. I love video games. Now I'm in my 30s. I catch myself saying to myself all the time when I try to sit down and play, like, you're a loser. Stop playing. You have responsibilities. You have bills to pay. Look for another job. Try to find a side hustle. You're never gonna make it in this world. How are you gonna retire? And you're crippled by this system in which, as I talked about in my last video, which was created, and it's like, okay, so what can I do? And you want to believe, you want to have this passion, again, like you did when you were a kid. But I feel like as we're growing up, it's like the more passions and freedoms that you desire, or society tells you, no, you can't have those things. You need to be responsible, you need to be a good member of society. And I don't know, I just find it, it's hard to tell a 14-year-old, because I can put myself in I'm trying to put myself in her shoes. Like, when I was 14, if someone was telling me this, I'd be like, what? Like, I'm just focused on playing Xbox, and I'm not there yet. I'm just a kid. And it sucks because I think time is both, I'm not even, it's not even both, but time is a curse. It you age, yes, you learn, you grow, but you also, you lose a lot of the self through time as well. And I find that, as you grow older, life starts taking more things away than it gives. And it's tough, especially if you're someone who's a very, I don't want to say emotional, but maybe an empath. You feel a lot towards others, towards life. You're very sentimental, maybe very nostalgic. It can be very hard to let go of things and to move forward. And I just find that this world is not catered to chasing your passions or dreams. I've heard it countless of times. Like, I've known people that have chased passions and stuff. It's either been one, very stressful, or two, it doesn't pay enough to live in this type of world chasing your passions. And then once you're chasing it and you're doing it, you end up just hating it. It's not even a passion anymore because this world takes. It just takes. It doesn't care. It does not discriminate. And I honestly, I find that adulthood is pretty much it's pretty much a scam. um I I try to look at the positive things in life. I'm someone that loves being outdoors, and I love being in the nature. And funny enough, when I was a kid, I did not enjoy that, but I look at the beauty of the world, and there's so much of it. But Western society in particular, I just find it just strips us away of everything that we're taught when we're kids. And you can be something in this world and create, and I don't know, just the world felt like there was so much color when you were a kid, and then you grow up and you're like, this is it? This is life? This is what I was told when I was a kid, that this is what it would be? I remember so vividly. I forget the age I was at, but I remember being in front of my bedroom window. I was looking outside, and I remember saying to myself, like, I cannot wait. I was looking at the world, the cars driving by. I was like, I cannot wait to grow up and to drive and be something. If I could go back and tell my myself, the younger version of myself, like, dude, relax, and this is the best part of your life right now. Not a worry in the world, friends everywhere, birthday parties, events, school, summer parties. Such a great time. Your family members are still around, and the world just felt like, just as it should for a child, just full of wonder and joy. And I have a hard time. I have had a hard time. I am someone that's over the years, more, I've gotten better now, but I feel like over the years it was very tough coming into my own, and being accepting of this world that we live in. It's just, grow up, get a job, show up to your 9 to 5, don't ask questions, do what you're told, pay your bills, shut up, and do it again tomorrow. And I remember the first few jobs that I had, I was like, literally, like, this is it. This is life. Showing up, doing this. And this is why it's so important, I think, to really do something that you love, because otherwise you'll just, you'll grow up miserable. And I remember my grandmother, who passed away a few years ago. Her and I were like two peas in a pod. She was it's a hard woman to describe. Determined, stubborn, friendly though, and was always there for other people. But always saw the world through a different lens. And I remember having a conversation with her, and she told me, like, I think it was about like maybe 7 or 8 years ago. She said, Stephen, you're too young to be thinking what you're thinking right now. Like, I didn't start thinking that way until I was at least in my later years in life, 45, 50s. And it's like, yeah, well, I feel like I just see things a lot differently than someone my age. And I feel like sometimes it's hard. People, they don't understand. And some people have it all figured out. I guess it's a matter of perspective at the end of the day, but I just feel like we got gypped. I really do. I feel like this is not the world that we were promised. And people say, hey, life is what you make it. To some degree, they're not wrong, but for the most of us who go through this on a daily basis. You're here. You know how tough it is. And there's a reason why we see sometimes in movies and in commercials where the parents or an adult will be like a company will try to like make a commercial banking on nostalgia and what it felt like to be a kid again, and there's a reason for that, because most of us forget our younger selves and what we were like, and this world strips that away. It really does. And it's just, what I find amazing is that we lie to kids all the time. All the time. We lie to them about everything. We lie to them, even in drawings and books, and bunny rabbits look happy and the world is great, and Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, and we make this world sound magical. And then you grow up and you realize none of this is real. So we're brought into this world only to be lied to. And then they say, well, life is what you make of it. And it's like, okay, wow, nice. So I'm kind of curious, to hear from you and what you think of adulthood and how that journey has been for you. Let's talk about this together.